Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has said that Russia attacked the country's ports overnight. Zelensky said there have been 7 massive Russian attacks since Moscow pulled out of the UN-backed grain deal. He added that Russian President Vladimir Putin does not care about global food security. Russia also threatened to treat any ships leaving Ukraine through its Black Sea ports as potential military targets. Danish Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen plans to ask China to take a stronger position on Russia's war in Ukraine. He also plans to speak to Russian President Vladimir Putin about the war. Rasmussen is on a 3-day trip to China. While in Shanghai, the minister said that Putin is not listening to European leaders but is clearly listening to China. He added that China should speak up about the crisis. The leaders of the BRICS countries are set to meet next week in South Africa. Russian President Vladimir Putin will not join the other BRICS leaders. He faces an international arrest warrant over alleged war crimes in Ukraine. South Africa will host Chinese President Xi Jinping, Brazil's President Lula da Silva, and India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi from the 22nd to the 24th of August. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida is all set to attend a summit with US and South Korean leaders in the US state of Maryland. Kishida said this meeting is an opportunity to deepen ties with US and South Korea. US President Joe Biden, South Korean President Yoon Suk Yeol, and Kishida will meet at Camp David, that's the presidential retreat located in Katotokin Mountains. A boat carrying Senegalese migrants capsized off the coast of Cape Verde in the Atlantic Ocean. More than 60 people are feared to have been killed. The boat was carrying 101 migrants. Out of them, 38 people were rescued. This particular migrant route is one of the world's deadliest. It is typically used by African migrants who are trying to reach Spain. A crowd attacked members of the Christian community and vandalized several churches in eastern Pakistan. The mob accused 2 Christians of desecrating the Quran. Pakistan's caretaker Prime Minister Anwar ul Haq Kakar has called for stern action against those responsible for the violence. An 11-year-old rape survivor in Peru has been allowed to undergo an abortion. The girl was earlier denied the procedure. This was despite being raped for years by her stepfather and becoming pregnant as a result. Rights groups in Peru highlighted that there was a lack of support for minors who are subjected to sexual abuse. A US appeals court has ruled that access to the abortion pill mifepristone must be restricted. Telemedicine prescriptions and shipment of the drug by mail have been banned. The Court of Appeals has not asked for the drug to be pulled out of market altogether. US State Department spokesperson Vedant Patel has said that the new US ambassador to Niger will travel to the coup-hit nation. Kathleen Fitzgibbon will travel to Niger's capital, Niamey, later this week. Patel said that Fitzgibbon is going to support the American community and to coordinate the US government's efforts. Residents of the Nagorno-Karabakh region say it is harder to get access to food, medicines and other essentials. This comes as an Azerbaijani blockade of the breakaway region drags into its 9th month. Karabakh is internationally recognized as a part of Azerbaijan. However, its population of over 120,000 people is ethnically Armenian. Germany's cabinet has passed a bill to legalize recreational marijuana use and cultivation. The legislation is yet to be passed in the parliament. This law would allow adults to possess up to 25 grams of the drug, grow a maximum of 3 plants, or acquire marijuana at canopy clubs. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz's government hopes that the law will curb the black market. A bus unexpectedly burst into flames in Argentina's Buenos Aires. It caused the passengers to panic and flee. The incident happened on the General Paz highway. A fire engulfed the entire bus and spread across the asphalt due to fuel spillage. The fire was caused by a mechanical problem. Moving to climate, firefighters in Spain's Tenerife Island battled flames late into the night on Wednesday. The fires broke out at a mountainous national park on the island. It has spread across 1,800 hectares in the last 24 hours. Last week, a heat wave in the Canary Islands left many areas more dry. The emergency management chief of the US city of Maui has defended the agency's decision against sounding sirens. This was during last week's deadly wildfires. He said that sirens in Hawaii are used to alert people to tsunamis. The agency has been facing questions about whether sounding an alarm would have saved more lives. Wildfires have swept through Canada's Northwest Territories. A state of emergency has been declared in the region. The Canadian government said it has approved federal assistance to combat the wildfires. Armed forces have been deployed to help with firefighting efforts in the area. The death toll from landslides in India's Shimla has crossed 70. The search for bodies is still ongoing as only a dozen have been recovered. Meanwhile, around 2,500 people have been displaced across the state of Himachal Pradesh. Flash floods and landslides in the region have destroyed homes, buildings and transport links. Chaotic scenes unfolded at Germany's Frankfurt airport in the early hours of Thursday. Long queues were seen in the airport's departure area. This was after heavy rainfall led to flight cancellations and delays. Severe flooding had caused some 70 flights to cancel. The German Weather Service had issued severe weather warnings in parts of the state. The United Arab Emirates has failed to report its methane emissions to the United Nations. This is as per reports. The country has failed to do so for almost a decade. This comes as the UAE prepares to hold the crucial COP28 UN Climate Summit in December this year. A new research shows that about 25 countries globally are facing extreme water stress. These 25 countries are home to a quarter of the world's population. Data suggests that demand for water is also increasing around the world. By 2050, water demand around the world is projected to increase by 20 to 25%. Sales of artificial flowers frozen in blocks of ice are flourishing in Japan. This comes amid a scorching summer heat in the country. The large ice cubes are filled with decorative objects like flowers and gifts inside them. The ice eventually melts and the recipient is left with the decorative parts of the display. In business and tech news, according to reports, China's internet regulator is reaching out to foreign firms like Walmart and PayPal. This is to discuss ways to navigate Beijing's new data security rules. The new data laws have sparked widespread anxiety at foreign firms. Foreign companies operating in China have faced challenges in complying with these new regulations. This is due to differences in their legal frameworks and practices. Reports say media firm Paramount Global has dropped its plan to sell a majority stake in BET Media Group. The BET Media Group includes the VH1 and BET cable networks and the BET Plus streaming service. Paramount has reportedly notified bidders that it decided to end the sale process. ChatGPT maker OpenAI says it has acquired artificial intelligence startup Global Illumination. The financial details of the deal have not been disclosed. New York-based Global Illumination was founded by Thomas Dimson, Taylor Gordon and Joey Flynn in 2021. All of them had previously worked at Instagram. Dimson had drafted the original code for Instagram's content ranking algorithms. This is according to his personal website. Payments giant PayPal will halt the sales of cryptocurrencies through its platform in Britain. The sales will be paused from the month of October. This comes as PayPal works to comply with the UK's new crypto rules. Britain is due to introduce tougher cryptocurrency rules in October this year. Driverless cars are causing long traffic jams in San Francisco. Many people have complained that the cars randomly stop on the road. Earlier this week, San Francisco became the first American city to allow driverless robo-taxis to operate 24 hours a day. This came despite heavy criticism from residents over safety concerns. New home prices in China's 4 first-tier cities stayed flat in July. This was for Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou and Shenzhen. Prices stayed flat for the second consecutive month. Meanwhile, the cost of new homes went down 0.2% in 31 second-tier cities in China. As per official data, Poland's inflation rate stood at 10.8% in the month of July. The inflation has driven up food and energy prices in the country. Residents are complaining about the cost of living. They say that vegetable prices have doubled as compared to last year. Meanwhile, many people have changed their travel modes amid rising fuel prices. New York City has banned TikTok on government-owned devices. The ban comes over security concerns. New York City agencies are required to remove the app within 30 days. Employees will also lose access to the video streaming app and its website on city-owned devices and networks. Earlier, New York State had already banned TikTok on state-issued mobile devices. Meanwhile, a report shows that close to half of American adults support a ban on TikTok. This is as per a poll where about 47% of them said they supported banning the social media application, whereas 36% opposed the ban. The survey also revealed deep worries among Americans about China's global influence. This comes amid rough US and China bilateral relations. Snapchat users complained of malfunctions with the application's artificial intelligence feature. They complained that the AI posted its own story to the app and stopped responding to user messages. Many users found this disconcerting. Users say they were concerned that the AI had become sentient. However, the company later clarified that it was a technical glitch. Moving to sports, in cricket, the England Cricket Board announced their 15-member provisional squad for the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup in India. Josh Buttler has been named England's captain. Other players include Ben Stokes, Johnny Bairstow and Moeen Ali. The World Cup will be played in October and November. England's first match is on the 5th of October against New Zealand. In football, England made it to the finals of the FIFA Women's World Cup. They claimed a 3-1 victory over co-hosts Australia. England will now face Spain in their first Women's World Cup final on Sunday. English Premier League club Manchester City won the UEFA Super Cup. The match was tied at 1-1 after normal play ended. The game then went into penalties where City beat Sevilla 5-4 in the penalty shootout. Brazilian forward Neymar lauded Cristiano Ronaldo for transforming the Saudi Pro League. He said he looks forward to facing Ronaldo on the pitch. 31-year-old Neymar has signed a 2-year contract with Al Hilal. In tennis, world number 1 Iga Swiatek advanced to the round of 16 at the Cincinnati Open. Swiatek defeated Danielle Collins of America 6-1 and 6-0. She will now face China's Qin Wenzhang today. World number 2 Novak Djokovic also advanced to the round of 16 at the Cincinnati Open. Djokovic won the first set 6-4, then his opponent was forced to retire due to an injury. Djokovic's next opponent will be Gael Monfils of France. World number 3 Daniil Medvedev also reached the round of 16 at the Cincinnati Open. Medvedev beat Italy's Lorenzo Musetti 6-3 and 6-2 in the men's singles category. He will next face 16th seed Alexander Zverev of Germany. Indian compound archers made it to the finals in the Archery World Cup Stage 4. The Indian men's team won against Korea. The match was sent to a shoot-off after both teams were locked at 235 all. On the other hand, The women's team defeated Britain 234 to 233. They landed a near perfect show in the fourth round to secure the final spot. On to chess now. India's R. Pragananda and Arjun Erigasi are headed to the tiebreakers. Pragananda beat his compatriot in the second set match of the quarterfinal. The winner will face Fabiano Caruana in the semi-final. Japanese superbike racer Haruki Noguchi died at the age of 22. Noguchi had sustained severe injuries while racing in the Asia Road Championship. He finally succumbed to his injuries after receiving treatment for 3 days. In entertainment, the Barbie movie has reached another milestone. It has become the biggest Warner Bros. Movie ever in North America. It surpassed Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight. Barbie has earned over $537 million in domestic ticket sales. In 2008, The Dark Knight earned over $536 million. Veteran entertainment attorney Ken Zifrin voiced skepticism over negotiations between the Writers Guild of America and the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. He said that the meeting between the two sides did not move the ball forward. The two sides had met on Tuesday to discuss the counter-offer provided by AMPTP, which represents some major Hollywood studios. However, striking Hollywood writers have expressed optimism over negotiations between the WGA and AMPTP. They say that there seems to be a possibility that they will be back at work in weeks. The details of the latest proposal put forward by AMPTP remain a secret. Hollywood writers went on strike on the 2nd of May. They demanded higher pay and the regulation of the use of artificial intelligence, among other things. The Tribeca Festival has postponed its De Niro Con celebration. It was to be held for co-founder and actor Robert De Niro's 80th birthday. The festival has been postponed until April 2024 amid the ongoing actors and writers strike. De Niro Con is the latest event to be postponed. Context, the Emmys have also been rescheduled for January 2024. The Blind Side star Quinton Aaron is defending actor Sandra Bullock amid criticism. Some social media users have asked Bullock to return the Academy Award that she received in the year 2010 for her performance in the movie. This comes after the real-life inspiration for Quinton's character filed a lawsuit against the Tui family. The family has been accused of lying about his adoption and instead becoming his conservators. Model Sam Asghari has filed for a divorce from his wife and singer Britney Spears after 14 months of marriage. This comes after reports of cheating allegations. Asghari reportedly confronted Spears over rumors of her having a relationship outside of their marriage. Some reports also say that Asghari threatened to release Spears' embarrassing information regarding their prenup. Rapper Doja Cat has reacted on losing 180,000 Instagram followers. She said, and I quote, "Seeing all these people unfollow me feels like I have defeated a large beast that has been holding me down." The mass unfollowing happened after Doja Cat told her fans to get off their phones and get a job. She made the statement when users were debating if her fan base should be called kittens. Actor Cole Sprouse has said that he received death threats from Riverdale fans. The 31-year-old actor said he believes that fans were too invested in his personal life. Sprouse dated his co-star Lily Reinhardt from 2017 to 2020. One Tree Hill star Bethany Joy Lenz continues to throw light on her experiences of being in a cult and the struggles of coming out of it. In a statement, she said, "If there is one message that people should take away from her story, is that there is no shame in being abused." She added, and I quote, "There are really terrible people out there who do bad things. That does not make you a bad person." And finally, actor Annette Bening has reflected on the things she has learned from her trans son. She said, "What is happening in the political world with trans people is concerning and dire. Benning added that she finds it heartbreaking to see the coldness and lack of compassion that people have towards the LGBTQ+ community.